Hey, yeah. So, apparently there's so many outdoor stores in this town that one of them actually does darn tough exchanges. So I took my rattiest pair of darn toughs that I brought with me, and now I got a brand new pair of socks for the canyon. Yeah. So new shoes, new socks. This is gonna be a good couple of days. Yeah. See ya. Good morning. We are up at the trailhead and about to head north from Flagstaff. We've got some work to do before we get to the Grand Canyon, so we're out here bright and early. And it's 8 o'clock actually. If I've put together this video correctly, you've already seen what I had for breakfast, or what I had partially for breakfast. It was a colossal breakfast. I did not finish it, but yeah, it's gonna be a good day. We got to eat some food today just to get our packs down a little bit. That 5-day resupply is filling up a lot of space, so we got to crunch that down a little bit. Anyways, I am not sure how far we're going to get today, but we'll see how good the trail is. And other than that, the adventure continues. It's the 600 mark, 600 miles into the Valley of Death Road to 600. Cannons to the right of them, cannons to the left of them, road to 600. Well, I think most of the bike race has passed me now. Might be able to get a few words into a video. Well, just past the 600 mark. That's exciting. Thought I'd give a little recap as to the results of our 32-mile adventure to get to Flagstaff. So, the damages were pretty insignificant. My ankle swelled up yesterday, but it feels pretty good today, so 2 nights of rest must have helped a little bit. And got some renewed gear while we were in Flagstaff. I don't know if I mentioned it in yesterday's video or not, but I'll bring it up again. The Ultra Lone Peak 6s that I purchased before my trip as my replacement shoes in Superior, turned out that they were pretty much done by 250 miles, which is pretty pathetic, which is probably why the Lone Peak 6s are one of the most unpopular Lone Peaks in recent years. Yeah, the treads had basically gone completely. I was already getting heel wear. There was the cushioning. I mean, I would walk on gravel, I could feel every rock. It was just not doing its job anymore. So, swapped those out for a pair of Topo Pursuit 2s. Really liking them so far. A little more padding than the Lone Peak. A lot tougher Vibram rock plate at the bottom. So we're wearing those and breaking them in right now. Also picked up a rain jacket. We're supposed to be looking at possibility of rain for the next 3 or 4 days. So I grabbed a rain jacket. And the other piece that got changed out, one of my pairs of darn toughs were getting pretty thin, and it turned out there was a shop in Flagstaff that does the exchanges for you. So we went in there, handed them my socks. They handed me a new pair of socks. And the grooviest thing, they match my Topos. So very happy with that. Very happy with some new gear, some fresh socks, some new shoes. And yeah, I think we're pretty much set up for the last 11 days of this hike. And super excited to do that. Not sure how many miles we'll make today, but the pressure is off. We're just gonna roll up and see what happens. We've been walking through a bike race this morning. Apparently there was a bike race that was on the Arizona Trail today. And strange experience, because apparently the bikers are supposed to give hikers the right of way, but because it's a race, not a chance. So we passed about 100 bikers in the last little while. And yeah, none of them have really given us way. We've been stepping out of their way. And so that's kind of a little bit awkward. I mean, this is a hiking trail after all. You would think that they would do a little bit better job of communicating and organizing that. But hey, it is what it is. and we're making our way down trail. So there you go. Once again, a little bit different type forest. In here we got Douglas fir, we got some type of pine that I'm not familiar with, but it's not ponderosa because the cones are too long. And I think we got some spruce mixed in too. Makes for thick brush. There's some seriously big aspen trees up on this mountain. This Canadian boy doesn't see them this big very often. Usually they get old and fall over long before they get that big. Whew. Yeah, another way to get to Snowbowl, but more importantly, Arizona Trail. 190 miles to Utah. So it can be seen that on this side of the mountain, there's still some patchy snow. Winter hasn't completely abandoned this place yet. Let's see how well Cheers does in traversing this patch. Will he successfully glissade down the side of the mountain? Or will he accidentally glissade down the mountain? Going down to a water source. Look at this view. That is crazy. Nice. Goes and goes and goes. I think it might be snowing on that mountain up there. So, we're getting into a bit of a climb here. It's only about 1,000 feet that we have to do. But here's the funny part. The 1,000 feet of climb we have to do goes from 8,000 feet to 9,000 feet. Like, not much of a climb, but to a huge altitude. So, this is the Central Arizona Plateau. It's just really high. So anything that's on top of it is really, really high. We're on the shoulder of Mount, oh, I forgot the name of it now. It's the one I talked about a while ago. But it's the San Francisco Peaks anyways. And the highest peak is over 11,000 feet, which is crazy. What's even crazier is it used to be a volcano. And when it was a volcano, before it blew, about 50,000 years ago, it was over 14,000 feet. Nutso. That's all. Arizona Snowbowl. That way. We ain't going that way. We going the other way. So I've been doing a little bit of mental math here while I've been walking along. It's 180 miles to the Utah border as of when we reach camp tonight. And my plan was to finish on the 14th. Today's the 3rd. So that's 11 days from now. So that's kind of cool. That means that I only need to average like less than 18 miles a day to finish on time. In fact, much less, because there's a day that's extra, so probably closer to 16, which is pretty easy. 16 is an easy number to do, but there's a few complications. One of them is that it's going to be 80 kilometers from our camp tonight to the Grand Canyon. And when we get to the Grand Canyon, we have to stop. See, the trick to the Grand Canyon is we need to get a special thru-hiker's permit to cross it. And they're limited in the number that they issue a day. And they won't let you order that until you actually get to the rim. So that means that when we get there in 4 days, then we got to go to the visitor center and apply for it, get on the list, and most likely we'll get it for the next day. I don't really see a scenario where we don't get it for the next day, but still, it means that even if we rush these next 4 days to get to the canyon, unless we can rush so much that we can cut off an entire day, it's not going to make a difference. So say we rush and do, just for sake of argument, 25-mile days. Then we wind up having a 5-mile day on the 4th day to get into the canyon. So we get there first thing in the morning, yay! Problem is, even if we get there first thing in the morning, they're not going to let us cross the canyon that day. We'll still have to wait for the next day because they wouldn't let us get on that ticket until we get there. So that time's kind of locked in. Once we get going down the canyon, then we can speed up, make up time, possibly get to the end earlier. But unfortunately, that Grand Canyon stop is going to prevent us from making up time right now in the immediate. So that's okay. I'm still feeling it a little bit from the 32-mile day. So probably good to just kind of let these ligaments and muscles kind of not get overworked again and heal up a little bit. And we'll be in better shape for the ending. But man, 11 more days and I'm done. It's so close now. I'm not gonna say I never thought I would make it this far, but I'm kind of amazed I made it this far. You know, this is a big deal. Over 600 miles in the bag, and we're counting down to the end. Thanks for joining me. Looking back over there at Snowbowl. Yeah, there is a little more snow on the north side of the mountain. Yeah. Big hunk of rock. Goodbye to you, sir. I'm off to the canyon.
Hey, hello from the bed. Yeah, just to recap the day. We pulled into Kelly Tank at about 6 o'clock and set up camp, and we're settled in for a chilly night because we're still pretty high elevation here. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 11, which is going to be brisk, so I think I'll be putting on my pants tomorrow morning. And yeah, that's about it. Did just over 20 miles today, so it's a good start. And looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully we can make good distance tomorrow, because the weather, the closer we are to Flagstaff, the worse the weather gets. Not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. It's supposed to be like a high of 11-ish. But on Monday, it's supposed to be a high of +3 in Flagstaff. And if we can make as far north as Valley, which is about 40-50 miles away from Flagstaff, then the high becomes like 8 or 9. So that would be much better to hike in than 3. So yeah, we're up against it with the chilly weather here on the way into the Grand Canyon. So hopefully we can manage to push through it and get the canyon in one piece, and then the weather climbs back up into the high teens, 20s. So that'll be much nicer to go through the national park. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.